As you know, we're here today to honor Carmel, a friend, a colleague, and someone who's made a huge contribution to the Regent Park community.
Yeah, I say thank you to Carmel. He's a very good guy. His patient and compassion is very good for our Regent Park community.
For those of us who have become engaged with Carmel over his time here, you will know that you have felt better just being in his presence.
One of the important things about Carmel is that he's the same with everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. Carmel is there as a friend, as a patient listener, as a supporter.
Hi Carmel, this is Joseph. I want to thank you so much for making my life easy in Toronto. You've been there for me since 2004 and I love you so much. Have fun with your retirement.
I've been around politics and public life and community for a long time, like many of you have. And I've met a lot of extraordinary people, but I have never met anyone that has embodied the sense of spirit and optimism and compassion and justice like this beautiful man, Carmel Hili.
Carmel is the role model of dedication, and his legacy will be the route for Regent Park community to move forward.
I met Carmel nearly 35 years ago. His favorite place to eat was the Sip and Bite, as everyone knows. He insisted that they had the best breakfast in town, and he always insisted that that was where you could meet him, sometimes at ridiculously early hours of the day. And that's because Carmel, every moment that he was in this community, worked for this community.
I've been working with Carmel for over a year and a half now. And I can only imagine how he has touched my heart from knowing him only a year and a half, much less people that have known him for, 20, 30, 40 years. He's just an incredible man. Carmel, I love you. You know that. And you definitely better come down and ride your bicycle.
To see him on his bike riding like a young little teenagers. I take him for a young boy. All the time when I see him, I said, "Hi, young boy, how are you?" And he smiled. Give me a beautiful smile. And that's the most thing I'll miss Carmel for.
Hey Carmel, it's Diane. I am wearing a number of hats. One of them is community resident. And I just want to thank you for all those years of work, especially with the development of the Regent Park Resident Council and your ongoing support with this redevelopment project. And I really want to thank you personally for that, as well as your connection with Parents Better Beginnings and the Sunshine Catering Company and providing us a great service in that as well. Good luck on where you're going. May you and your wife have a great journey together.
I don't know how many people are here who are believers that were down in their luck, but I know that you helped them out, and on the day of reckoning, the Lord's going to say, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was lonely, you were there. When I was homeless, you were there.
The CRC was not just a job for Carmel, it was a way of life. And he's going to miss it.
I'm going to ask Carmel himself to come up the giant.
Well, I'm at a loss for words, and I'm humbled by the many kind words that people have said about me. I think people were quite generous, and overly generous maybe in their words. I have received so much from the various communities that I have been a part of. I've learned resilience, I've learned determination, learned patience. I have learned single-mindedness and care and respect. And I've learned that from the various communities that I have been a part of. I've seen Regent Park, the community, the dynamic community within it, grow in self-assurance and in wanting to make their voices heard. and that they are able to speak for themselves, and they want to speak for themselves. And also I've seen so many people come forward over the years, assume leadership and run community organizations, from the old RPCIA with Jerome Murray, whom some of us may still remember, to Path Codes and the RPRA, the Regent Park Residents Association, to the incarnation of the early 90s with the North Regent Park Steering Committee and leaders such as Ruby Wood and George Burkell and Janet Lees. And then, of course, the work that Deborah and Diane and, of course, George was the one that brought us together and Shamshul and several many others here. I'm sure I'm missing some of you. That in the early 2001, in the fall rather of 2001, and in the winter of 2002, and the spring of 2002, and the summer of 2002, were brought together to form the Regent Park Community Council that eventually became the RPNR, and which today is taking such an active part in the revitalization of Regent Park. So those are three events that still stick in my mind. The early 90s, when there was the first stirring of revitalization, and at that time we were thinking on a smaller scale. It was mostly the northwestern corner of Regent Park. And people like Marilyn Dombrowski used to always prepare meals for us, for the evening meals, when we used to meet almost every week, so that all families in the province could have the bright future that the Regent Park community has, a bright, vibrant, dynamic future that we are looking forward to. We want that also for all the families that share and are part of our society. So, muchas gracias to all of you. And molte grazie, merci bien, and thank you very much.
RPTV was brought to you by the Regent Park Focus Youth Media Arts Center.